What's up everybody and welcome to the Fight Franchise and our preview and prediction of the co-main event of UFC 304 where Tom Aspinall defends his interim heavyweight title against in a rematch against Curtis Blaydes. Interesting fight. Tom Aspinall at UFC 295 won the interim heavyweight title against Sergey Pavlovich in what was an excellent fight. Tom won in a first round KO in 1 minute in a shocking performance that I think I didn't see coming. Some people saw coming, but I definitely didn't see coming. He overcome the boogeyman of this scary heavyweight since Francis Ngannou. Since then, there's been clamouring about your interim heavyweight title. When you become interim champion in the UFC, the next step is to unify and fight for the undisputed champ. The undisputed champ, John Jones, is still on the shelf. He isn't taking a fight with Tom Aspinall at the moment. Tom Aspinall has said, I want to fight, I want to be active. Let me defend my title. It's a rematch versus Curtis Blaydes. A rematch of a fight night in London, I think from 2022, I want to say, or 2023. You know, Tom Aspinall got injured, threw a leg kick and his knee gave way, and then the fight was over in 13 seconds. Going to give a tale of the tape of the fight and then kind of look and give our breakdown and preview and prediction of this interesting bout. So let's kind of load up a tale of the tape for both guys. Just bear with me. So, records. 14 wins, 3 losses for Tom Aspinall. 18 wins, 4 losses, and 1 no contest for Curtis Blaydes. 6'5", Tom Aspinall, 6'4", Curtis Blaydes. It's billed here that Tom normally weighs in a bit heavier, but I'd say same weight. 78-inch reach for Aspinall, 80-inch reach for Blaydes. Leg reach, 44-inch for Tom Aspinall. Leg reach, 46-inch for Curtis Blaydes. First fight kind of took place at a fight night in London. You know, they fought straight away. Tom Aspinall was on the back foot. Not on the back foot, on the front foot, sorry. And he went for Curtis Blaydes straight off the get-go. And he threw a leg kick. I think it was his right leg, I want to say. He threw a leg kick. He threw a leg kick and then instantly fell to the ground and got injured, and it was such a shame, but a really quick end to the fight. Since that fight in 2022, he came back at London again, redeemed himself and had a performance of the night, stopping Marcin Tybura, and then a couple of months after that beat Sergey Pavlovich. Curtis Blaydes, on the other hand, he actually took on Sergey Pavlovich in 2023. April of 2023, he lost by TKO, where Pavlovich, kind of put the pressure on, stormed through him, landed some huge shots on Blaydes and wobbled him, and then took him out of there. And then just recently, in a great performance, where he was being dominated, Blaydes was losing the first round, came back and KO'd Jailton Almeida with some vicious elbows after he was struggling to get the takedown, Jailton Almeida. But if you look at their kind of records, the one thing you'll say, Curtis Blaydes is the much more experienced guy in the UFC, but when you look at their records, you can argue who's got the better records. Blaydes has fought the who's who in the division, in recent years. If you look since he's joined the UFC, beat Mark Hunt, beat Overeem, brutal win against Overeem, a brilliant win. Lost to Ngannou twice, but he's fought one of the best heavyweights ever. Got KO'd brutally by Derek Lewis. Beat JDS, beat Volkov, beat Chris Daukaus, Rosenstruik, beat Almeida. Some really good wins in there. If you look at Aspinall's record, Aspinall also has a brilliant record as well. Tom Aspinall, recently Arlovsky, beat Spivak, beat Volkov, beat Tybura, and beat Pavlovich. The one thing you have to say about Aspinall's wins, he finishes guys. He ain't taking guys to decisions. He's finding a way to get you out of there. That's the amazing thing about Tom Aspinall. He's getting KOs, he's getting submissions, he's got the grappling, he's got everything. So this is kind of an interesting fight. Let's just pray no injury ruins this fight and we get a great fight. How do I think this fight is going to go, and what is my preview and prediction? The first thing I want to say, there's one thing that I really like about this fight. Tom Aspinall is actually the co-main event, which is perfect. I wouldn't actually want him to be the main event. And I said this leading into the Sergey Pavlovich fight. I said Tom Aspinall seems like a bit of a nervous character and Pavlovich doesn't. Tom Aspinall proved me wrong, KO'd Pavlovich, and it was brilliant. But I'm certain Aspinall in an interview said, because the fight was made on such short notice, I didn't have time to be nervous. I didn't have time to get myself worked up and overthink it. I just went out there and did it. Obviously, this fight has been built up and whatnot and hyped, but he's not the main event. He's the co-main event. All the pressure, the last fight of the night, Leon Edwards, they're probably all going to show up to see Tom Aspinall. It's in his hometown in Manchester. He's, you could argue, the biggest star in England over Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is a bigger global star, but, who's going to have the fan favourite, the crowd behind him? It's going to be Tom. He's more relatable to kind of the English crowd. But him not being main event, I think, is perfect for him because it takes a bit of pressure off of him, especially because he, blew his knee out against this guy last time. So there's going to be on the back of his mind, if I throw a kick, will my knee blow out again? It's probably not going to happen again, but there's that thought in the back of your mind, I'm trying to think, there's like certain fights where they've had fights and like Sean O'Malley versus Chito Vera, took a calf kick and his leg kind of got gone, and then in the rematch that didn't happen and he pieced him up. These things just happen. The superstitions will be there when these things happen. But him not being main event, I think, is brilliant. It takes a bit of pressure off of his shoulders. In terms of technical ability, on the feet, Tom Aspinall, even though he's a shorter reachy guy, for way faster, I'm going to say, against Blaydes, he's going to be quicker on the feet. He's going to have the, striking, the punches. The only thing I will say, this is heavyweight. Curtis Blaydes ain't known as a striker, but one punch lands, Blaydes is going to knock him out, you know what I mean? Anyone can knock out anyone. The one thing I will say for Aspinall, I'm not going to say Blaydes is chinny, but he's been on the receiving end of some vicious KOs at the hands of Francis Ngannou, Sergey Pavlovich, and the worst one and one of my favourite KOs in UFC history. He's dipping down for the takedown and Derek Lewis lands a huge uppercut on him to knock him out. So his chin is gettable. So that's going to be a really big favour for Aspinall. I feel like coming in quickly with the 1-2 down the pipe is going to be money for someone like Aspinall, where he can drop Blaydes. Tussling on the ground, you'd say Blaydes has got probably will try and initiate the grappling. It's not going to be a problem for Aspinall because his jiu-jitsu's so good and he'll be looking for submissions, off the back. How do I think this fight is going to go? I think this is Aspinall's clear to win because he's got so many avenues to win. He can strike, he can kick, he can, grapple, he can wrestle, he can look for submissions. He's got so many paths to victory. The momentum's on his side. We're all talking he's going to murder John Jones. His confidence is going to be through the roof, and I just think he will just overwhelm someone like Blaydes. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think if it could be a one-round finish, one and done, it's over. Wouldn't surprise me if it goes into the third and fourth round where Aspinall gets the finish, just because Blaydes is a tough guy, and there's a lot of respect and mutual respect between both guys. But when it comes to the octagon, I just think those early leg kicks from Aspinall, those straight punches down the middle, darting in and out. The one thing I will say, Aspinall is gettable on the feet. And it's just, at heavyweight, anyone's gettable on the feet, but Aspinall most certainly is. His defense isn't the best, and he stands quite rigid and straight up. And there was a moment where Pavlovich kind of did clip him. Against if Aspinall versus Francis on the feet would be an interesting thing to see. I feel like Francis would nuke him because he's got that much power and he doesn't need to land that flush. But Aspinall's defense isn't the best, so Blaydes can get him. So it will be that kind of darting in and out, 1-2s, and not striking recklessly on the feet. The other thing is, we saw Pavlovich, when he pulled the pressure on, Blaydes got disorientated and got pieced up. And when he got pieced up, he lost his mind and was kind of circling around the octagon, wobbled. So yeah, I think there's gettableness on the feet for Aspinall against Blaydes. But I think this fight is going to go to the ground. I think Tom is going to get, I don't think he'll get a choke because I think Blaydes is, grappling and defense is too good. But I think he'll single out a limb. For example, an arm I think he's going to get, and he'll get a Kimura or he'll get an arm bar or something of the such, just because I think that's the way he'll kind of get Blaydes or finish. I don't think he'll get a leg lock, but I think he'll get like a Kimura, because I'm pretty sure who was it? He stopped someone with the Kimura, I want to say. wasn't a Kimura, it was a straight armbar against Alexander Volkov. I think it'll be in similar vein to that. I think he'll piece him up on the feet, he'll get wobbled, and then once he's wobbled, the fight will go to the ground, initiated by Aspinall. He can get on top. Once he's on top, land a bit of ground and pound, single out an arm, look for that Kimura, or look for that straight arm bar, or he'll target a limb and he'll get him out of there. Because I think getting the back of someone like Blaydes is going to be a tough ask, you know, who's a big guy himself and he's going to have a good grappling defense. And I just think ground and pound, it might be difficult to finish. You can get it, it might be difficult to finish, but I feel like you'll have to wobble him first, try and disorient him first. And then that's why I think Tom Aspinall wins. Third round, you know, Kimura, because I just think Tom Aspinall has just got more avenues to win and he's the better fighter. And then after that, whoever it is, Tom Aspinall either gets promoted to undisputed champion after this win, or he has to face the winner of John Jones and Stipe Miocic. Let us know your predictions down in the comments below. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think Tom Aspinall is going to win? Do you think Curtis Blaydes is going to upset the UFC and prove us all wrong? Put your predictions down in the comments below. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more MMA and fight content coming soon. We hope you enjoyed the video and we'll catch you in the next one.